Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The Johns Hopkins University 144th commencement ceremony is about to begin. Please take your seats and silence your cell phones. Oh, no, wait a minute. Don't silence your cell phone. We'll make an exception. Just this year, I hope. Don't you always wonder who the person behind the voiceover is? Today, it is I, John Aston. After my graduation from Johns Hopkins, I ventured to Hollywood and became part of the Addams family. So, speaking as a connoisseur of the odd and unusual, I'd like to offer you a warm welcome to these very, shall we say, different proceedings. You've been doing a lot of things differently this year. Virtual learning, virtual game nights, and now virtual commencement. Thank you and your families and friends for joining us on this momentous occasion as we sit back, relax, and recognize your academic achievements. President Daniels, over to you.
Thanks, John. Okay, everybody ready? Deans? Provost Kumar?
Yep, everyone's raring to go.
Okay, let's do this.
The ceremony will now come to order. Good afternoon. I'm Sunil Kumar, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Thank you to the students from the Peabody Conservatory for that beautiful performance of Pomp and Circumstance. And though we may not be together today in person, we are delighted to continue our tradition to mark this moment in the lives of our students and celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the class of 2020. I'm honored to serve as Chief Marshal for today's virtual ceremony. I now introduce University Chaplain Kathy Schnurr, who will offer the invocation. The national anthem, sung by Peabody Master's candidate Elise Thora Folkman, accompanied by the Peabody Virtual Orchestra and conducted by Marin Alsop, will follow the invocation.
My sisters and brothers, let us pray. Source of truth for all generations, we are so very thankful for the Johns Hopkins University class of 2020. So proud of all they have accomplished, and we will welcome the day when we can celebrate in person. We are so very grateful for all who have given so much to help us get this far. We could not have achieved this milestone alone. Today, we also remember those whom we hold dear who are no longer with us, especially Abigail Bastian and Zachary Steinberg, whose lives ended tragically too soon. We deeply miss them, and they will always be carried in our hearts. Source of light and wisdom, may we remember that the world is too dangerous for anything but truth, and too small for anything but love. And may we always be and know salam, shalom, shanti, peace. Amen.
Please rise for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
Greetings and congratulations to all graduates of the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. You were accepted at Johns Hopkins University because we saw qualities in you like drive, courage, and a fierce curiosity about the world around you. Now, as you embark on a new path and enter a very different world than it was when you arrived, it is those same qualities that will lead you to success. Whatever your field may be, you are prepared to be a leader in the world. Now is your time to shine. We know you can conquer any challenge that comes your way. You are Hopkins strong, and we are very proud of you.
Greetings, students. On behalf of the School of Education, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to all of you. You have accomplished so much, and we couldn't be prouder of you, especially as we all navigate this new day. I have 2 observations to leave you with today. First, as many of you have experienced over the past few weeks at home with your families and young ones in virtual school, I think we have all come away with a deeper appreciation for the rigors, patience, and great humor required in teaching. Second, teaching is the foundation for all of us, as none of us would be here today at this great institution without a special teacher, counselor, or school administrator who made a difference in our lives. So, on behalf of the School of Education, congratulations and best of luck.
For the past several months, we've been consumed with COVID-19. This is totally understandable. All 294 of you who are graduating from the School of Medicine are to be commended for how you've dealt with this extraordinary and unique situation. You have rolled with the interruptions and changes that the pandemic has brought to your training and your lives. But today, I will not focus on COVID-19, but on you. During your time at Johns Hopkins, you've worked very hard to accomplish your goals. Today, you reach a momentous milestone. You will now embark on the next chapter of your journey. Your effort, all those late nights studying, all those late nights in the laboratory or on the wards have borne fruit. Today, I offer you my profound and heartfelt congratulations. Enjoy your triumph. You deserve it.
Graduates, no matter from where you are joining us, this is a great day for you and a great day for us. From this day forward, you, each of you, of the incredible class of 2020, will be identified as graduates of the Johns Hopkins University. On behalf of the trustees of your university, I extend our congratulations on a job well done and wish you the very best of everything in your lives to come. Even virtually, I am delighted to carry on a great Johns Hopkins tradition. I want to ask mothers, fathers, spouses, and partners of the candidates for degrees to stand. And friends, siblings, and all other supporters of the candidates, you can also stand if you want to. Yes, no matter where you are now, even in your living rooms, please stand. And if you cannot stand, please stand in spirit. I cannot see all of you, but I know you are out there standing in delight and standing in honor of the graduates. Today, all of our attention is directed to your loved ones who are soon to receive their degrees. To all of you standing, your appreciation of the great value of a Johns Hopkins education, your understanding of the need to make sometimes difficult sacrifices in pursuit of that goal, and your unconditional support for these graduates all along the way is in no small part responsible for their arriving at this moment. Thank you for every support that you have extended to the graduates here today. We, the trustees, faculties, students, and administration of the Johns Hopkins University honor you, and we salute you. Thank you. Please be seated. And I wish to pause here, even just briefly, to speak directly to the parents watching this ceremony. I think I know something of what you are feeling at this moment. Today, my daughter Julia will graduate from the Johns Hopkins University Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. I am standing here wondering how it was just yesterday that we were celebrating kindergarten graduation. And now here we are today at university graduation. Today, I am an immensely proud and incredibly happy father. I love you, Julia. Johns Hopkins University graduates of 2020, be bold. Be bold in your investigations. Be bold in your endeavors, especially at times that seem particularly uncertain. Be bold. Aim high. Aim very, very high, as we know that you will. And for our part, your university will do everything in our power to make sure Johns Hopkins continues to be as bold as it has been since its founding. Graduates, you are part of that extraordinary history and discovery and service to the world. We are so very proud of you, and you have our promise to keep making you proud of us. Now, I'm delighted to have one of our most treasured honorary alums and one of my favorite scientists join us.
Warm greetings to you all. My name is Tony Fauci, Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institutes of Health and a member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. I'm really delighted to address the outstanding graduates in the Johns Hopkins University class of 2020. We are currently confronting an unprecedented global pandemic, and I am profoundly aware that celebrating your graduation virtually is extremely disappointing at best. However, we must adapt to this extraordinary situation, as you have done so well, and unite in overcoming the challenges we face because of COVID-19. We need your talent, your energy, your resolve, and your character to get through this difficult time. In the next phase of your lives, whatever professional path you choose, all of you, directly or indirectly, will be doing your part, together with the rest of us, to come out from under the shadow of this pandemic. Hopkins has a rich tradition of nurturing scholars who excel in their fields of study and by extension enhance the global society in which we live. I have no doubt you will become leaders in your respective fields and help respond to the many public health and other challenges to come. So congratulations on your graduation. Keep well, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
There have always been times that test us.
Times that show us who we are and what we're meant to be.
Times that call for caring and compassion, an urgent search for new ideas, and the curiosity and courage to bring them to life.
At Johns Hopkins University, we've always faced these tests head-on.
With the persistence and determination to serve the world.
As we rise to the challenges of today,
we know again and again it's Johns Hopkins' spirit of discovery
that lights our path forward toward a better future for everyone.
And now, the 14th president of Johns Hopkins University, Ronald J. Daniels, will address the candidates for degrees.
To our alumni and trustees, to our faculty and staff, to our parents, family members, and friends, and most especially to our graduates, welcome to the Johns Hopkins University Commencement for the great class of 2020. Traditionally, commencement is a time of optimism and possibility, of pomp and circumstance as you line up by the thousands to take the stage in front of your professors, friends, and family. This year, you got this. Now, on the plus side, today's event did not even require you to get out of your pajamas or indeed even to get up at all. Although I hope a few of you at least have donned your mortarboards. Well, here I am, alone in Shriver, with no one to laugh at my president jokes. Those are dad jokes for university presidents. I'm guessing nary a courtesy chuckle. It's good to know that a global pandemic doesn't change absolutely everything. Still, let's face it, I know how much you were holding up for something different for your commencement. The Royal Farms Arena instead of your living room. A culmination of 4 years spent toiling and caffeinating and toiling again in Brody. Partying with your friends rather than relying on your parents to rally for a rousing game of virtual commencement bingo during these unprecedented times. Go ahead, check the box. You're welcome. The bottom line is that we're not together in the way that we hoped we would be. So please, if you remember just one thing from this day, remember this. Your professors and I are bereft without you and have been since we went virtual. It is a void that no amount of Zooming can possibly fill. We really missed you. Of course, this is just one of the many disappointments we're all facing in this time of COVID. Today was also supposed to be the closing of one great chapter of your life and the beginning of another as you prepared to start challenging jobs, coveted internships and research opportunities, or stimulating graduate and professional degrees in an economy that was firing on all cylinders. Instead, in the space of a few short months, reality has changed dramatically. There is a Yiddish aphorism that my late father shared with me when he first learned that he had just a few months of life ahead of him. Man tracht und God lacht. Man plans and God laughs. It is a statement of the wry capriciousness of life, of our fragility, of our vulnerability to circumstances beyond our control, and it is a particularly poignant sentiment right now. I have to confess, when we went online in March, it was hard for me to imagine that we wouldn't be back in short order. Man plans and God laughs. Indeed, one can hardly anticipate how exactly things will unfold in fraught, uncertain moments such as this one. My lifetime has been punctuated by a few of these moments. I was born during the Cold War and was well acquainted with a bone-chilling lexicon of terms like mutually assured destruction and nuclear winter. I also, like so many of you, experienced 9/11 and the harrowing weeks and months immediately following, when it seemed as though rogue attacks and fear that accompanies them might become, in the overused term of our moment, the new normal. But in truth, I've always felt that my parents' and grandparents' generations understood far better than I do what it means to live in terrifying and uncertain times. They had watched the Nazis march across Europe, unleashing a protracted and devastating global cataclysm that shattered the modern world. The COVID pandemic is different from these other moments in history, but there is no doubt that we're confronting a significant human tragedy and a convulsive societal shock whose ending is as yet largely unknown. We find ourselves asking, will this be a discrete event, or is it the beginning of an extended era of our lives? So it's not surprising that many people, perhaps you or those you love, are experiencing high levels of despair, while many more are living in a state of suspended animation, anxiously awaiting a return to normalcy. In this setting, it would be natural for you, the class of 2020, to view this time as a protracted pause between college and the next chapter in your life, a way station of sorts. Yet as I think back to the lessons of the past, gleaned particularly from the stories of my grandparents and their friends, it's clear that their lives were not put on pause during the dark war years. Their lives were defined by those years. Despite truly horrific conditions, many in that generation managed not only to survive these years, but use this time to become who they were meant to be. The decisions they made and the actions they took gave enduring shape and substance to their lives. The philosopher, Nobel laureate, and writer Albert Camus, who at great personal risk established himself as a critical voice of the resistance in Nazi-occupied France, captured the essence of this form of flourishing and endurance in the myth of Sisyphus, written in the early years of the Second World War. As our classic majors know, Sisyphus is the Greek mythological figure who is condemned for all eternity to push a boulder uphill each day only to have it roll back at sunset. And each day, he would start all over again. It is often regarded as the ultimate story of futility, not for Camus. In his interpretation, Sisyphus is the master of his fate. He is a man whose interminable endeavor gives meaning to his life. As Camus writes, the struggle towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. What Camus teaches us is that however constraining external circumstances may be, however upended our plans, we cannot relinquish the imperative for life. We must do the work. We must take the actions that matter to us. Struggle towards the heights. And through that struggle, fill our hearts with purpose and with meaning. Understood through this lens, this moment is not the prelude to the next chapter of our lives. It is the next chapter of our lives. It is a hard chapter. For so many, it may be the hardest they ever live. And it is magnified by the omnipresent uncertainty as to how and when this will end. But I know this, you are more than ready. You bring to this moment a remarkable capacity for problem solving, creativity, compassion, and intellectual pursuit. In the last 3 months and the years leading up to them, you pushed yourself to ever greater heights in your academic endeavors and lives with a grace and persistence that would make Sisyphus himself cheer. You've already begun to answer the call of this moment by launching yourself into new research projects with your professors from thousands of miles away, by delivering stirring performances of Bach in your living room with fellow musicians from around the world, and by continuing to be of service to our Baltimore community as well as to your own families, to whom you are a source of hope for the future, and so much more. I know that you will emerge from this moment stronger and more directed for having shouldered the weight of this time, and like Sisyphus, filling your hearts, knowing you did all that you could every day, every moment, for as long as you had to. Class of 2020, this is your gift. Embrace and embody it. Head up the hill and show us the way forward. We are so very, very proud of you. Godspeed. And now, Pavan, over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Pavan Patel, and it has been my honor to serve as president of the Johns Hopkins class of 2020. When I was first told I was going to be speaking at commencement, I was excited. Of course, this was not exactly what I had in mind, and I know that everyone in the virtual audience shares that disappointment. While it's certainly understandable to be sad at the loss of the iconic graduation experience, it might not be a bad thing to graduate with the idea of sacrifice on our minds. Today, many of us, perhaps for the first time in our lives, are making daily sacrifices. Staying inside, wearing masks, eating even more ramen noodles than normal. We sacrifice to protect older generations, to protect friends with compromised immune systems, to reduce the burden on healthcare workers. We sacrifice both for ourselves and for others. But the only reason we're here as graduates of the best university in the world is because of the sacrifices that others have made for us. When my parents arrived to the United States, they entered uncharted waters, giving up their livelihood in search of a better opportunity for my brother and me. I remember my mom giving me a light kiss every morning before her 4 a.m. shift at the post office, and my dad spending hours with my brother and me to check our homework after a long day at work. This is a time to celebrate those who have been selflessly making sacrifices for us to allow us to even get up onto this metaphorical stage. In some ways, it seems like a million years ago when we worried most about meeting deadlines and our life consisted of celebrating lighting of the quads, participating in President's Day of Service, or the culture show. And yet, despite the crisis of the moment, our memories of Hopkins will not be a missed graduation. They will be the happy memories of Spring Fair, the NCAA championships, the life-changing professor, or maybe even the streakers in Brody. Few classes graduate into an environment as desperately in need of our solutions and sacrifices as this one. And few schools are as well situated as Johns Hopkins to graduate problem solvers for the present time and our shared future. We, as Hopkins graduates, are uniquely prepared to confront and overcome the crises we face and to build the world we need. And I'm confident that the class of 2020 is ready to make its mark, as soon as we're allowed to leave our parents' basement.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. None of us could have expected that this would be our graduation 4 years ago, but I would like to say that I'm grateful and proud for each and every one of our accomplishments, and I know we couldn't have done it without our communities.
Thank you to my family and my Hopkins family for getting me through the past 4 years. Hopkins was hard, but you all stood with me through all of that, and I'm so grateful that I had you guys.
Thank you to my friends who inspire me every single day to dream big and work hard. Love you guys for that. Yeah, I can't wait to see all the big, great things that you guys do.
I'd like to thank my mentors and my professors and my friends here at Hopkins that without you guys, my life wouldn't be as wonderful as it can ever be.
Thank you to all of my professors for teaching me and for inspiring me. I'm so blessed to have had so many wonderful professors to teach me the beauty and wonder in everything. Thank you, Baltimore City, for housing me and for letting me explore you for 4 years. And thank you, Hopkins, for 4 of the most important years of my life.
I'd like to thank my classmates for struggling with me through late nights and impossible homeworks, my dance group, design team, suite mates, and friends for the unforgettable memories and for becoming my second family away from home.
Although we can't all be here today together, I hope that we all take some time to reflect and to celebrate our achievements that have gotten us to this point.
I can't believe my 4 years at Hopkins has come to an end. I will forever be a Blue Jay. Go Hop!
Today, my heartiest congratulations go out to you, the Peabody class of 2020. While this ceremony may be virtual, your accomplishments throughout your years at Peabody are most definitely very real. And while you're playing and singing your way into our profession at a very challenging moment, you should know that you're going out into a world that needs what you do more than ever. Good luck, and again, congratulations to you all.
I'm Dean Patricia Davidson. Congratulations to the School of Nursing's May 2020 graduates. You have the knowledge and the preparation to make even more noise than the construction you've lived and studied through. It's now your time to be heard. You are cemented together by the bond of nursing and have the tools to change healthcare for the better. And you are everything that we thought you were: community-minded, courageous, diverse, driven, compassionate caregivers, and data-driven problem solvers. You will be ultimate healthcare team members, collaborators, researchers, and even the faculty and mentors to generations of nurses to come. You are a profession of heroes, and the world needs each and every one of you, now even more than ever. Please enjoy the rest of this day in safety and in good health. My warmest congratulations, and always remember, we got this.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. To our Carey Business School graduates, you now have a wealth of business knowledge, new skills, and memorable experiences to build for what's next. You've been put to the test and proven more than worthy. What's next is up to you as you enter the next phase of your lives and careers. This phase may seem daunting, but it is nonetheless exciting in its possibilities and promise. You are the very leaders an anxious but hopeful world needs and awaits. I am certain you will match the gifts that you have, the passion and purpose that you already possess, to the good that you can do. I wish each one of you great things wherever you go. Once again, congratulations on your achievement.
Allison Handley, President of the Alumni Association, will join us to welcome the class of 2020 into the alumni community.
Welcome to the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association, a world of connections, mentoring, friendship, lifelong learning, and much, much more. Remember, you will always be a Johns Hopkins graduate, and the Alumni Association will be here for you at every stage ahead. Now, a few of our amazing 230,000 alumni wanted to join me in wishing you congratulations today.
Hey guys, just wanted to say congratulations on graduating from Johns Hopkins. You did it. Class of 2020, welcome to the Alumni Association.
Hopkins grads, you're about to go from looking something like this and begin your journey to eventually look something like this. And it's horrible. But the interval will also be fun, hard work, and rewarding.
To the class of 2020, welcome to the Hopkins alumni family.
The journey's just beginning for you all, and your chops are amazing. I can't wait to hear your music, and the world needs to hear it as well.
Best wishes as you enter into this crazy world that we're in. Just know that your talents and your skills are so desperately needed.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Best of luck to everyone as you embark on an exciting new chapter of your life.
You should all feel very proud, and I am confident that you are going to make a difference in the world.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Go out there and do some good.
The class of 2020 is actually living history in the shadow of this pandemic. It is challenging, absolutely, but it also shows that it's your generation that's going to be the one to tackle these challenges moving forward.
The world needs you more than ever. A thank you for all you're going to do, and good luck to all of you.
I can tell you, having graduated in 2001, the world that I entered into was also not the world that I was expecting. The thing that I learned throughout that experience is no matter what I majored in, it was going and taking all the learning and the experiences that you had at Johns Hopkins and changing the world as we saw it.
Always remember that the education you receive right here at Johns Hopkins will help you make the world a better place. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Pavan Patel, Senior Class President, will now introduce the 144th Commencement Speaker.
Our speaker was born in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up near Johns Hopkins in the suburbs of Baltimore, Maryland. An entrepreneur, he has started companies, including co-founding Initialized Capital, a seed-stage venture fund. He is also a best-selling author and is a tireless advocate for the open internet, STEM education, and paid family leave, issues of importance to all the generations gathered with us today. My fellow graduates, however, are likely to know him best as the co-founder of Reddit, where he is currently executive chairman. I'm delighted to introduce our commencement speaker, Alexis Ohanian.
Hello, Blue Jays. Wait, Blue Jays? That is amazing. What a good mascot. Caw-caw! I hope that's considered a formal greeting. I'm Alexis Ohanian, and I never expected to be here at a Johns Hopkins graduation. I grew up in Columbia, Maryland, but I knew better than to even consider applying back when I was going to college. But look at me now. Huh? How about that? Getting an honorary PhD. Didn't even have to spend years working on it either. Worked out pretty well for me. I feel very fortunate to be here in front of you all. And I know these are some unprecedented times. And this is a very unique graduation ceremony. Basically just a really long Zoom session. But thankfully, this will be enjoyed in the comfort of our own homes. You don't even need to wear pants. I'm not. I am. I promise. But anyway, growing up in the Baltimore region, I had so much respect for this university. And I know this is not the graduation you all were hoping for. And it's just not the same. But it's your ability to adapt to the ruined dreams of your graduation that are the exact skills that you will need right now. So if that's any consolation, I've got about 5 minutes to tell you everything you need to know in order to thrive amidst an unprecedented global pandemic and recession. Okay, I got this. Look, I don't know what the future will be like. It is my job as co-founder of Initialized Capital to figure out where things are headed and invest in founders who are helping to build the future in order to help build what's next. And we don't know how long this will last. And we're pretty sure there are many parts of our society and our economy that will never be the same again. And so the best thing you can do right now is be adaptive. The strongest entrepreneurs all share the same quality. It's an ability to adapt to circumstances that you cannot control and focus your energy on changing the things and improving the areas you can. You can find opportunities to use this mindset every single day, regardless of whether or not you're an entrepreneur. And in many ways, I think this can be a great way to set the tone for your career now outside of college. Because frankly, failure, setbacks, disappointments, they're all going to be a part of your life. Up until this point, education, and clearly you all have been really good at it. You're graduating from Johns Hopkins University. Up to this point, all of your education has been about not failing. It's been about trying to understand the rules of the game, figuring out whatever it takes to get that A, and then doing it, scoring good grade after good grade on test after test, semester after semester. That's how you got here, by avoiding failure. And yet, there's no more syllabus. There's no more direction. There are no more finals. There's not going to be any more guidance. And failure is going to be a big part of life. Setbacks and disappointments are going to be a big part of your life. And so the very best thing you can be doing right now is dig in and accept that. And then use this new strength and exercise these muscles every day of your life. Because you are in a very, very special group of graduates, right? You are among some of the elites in this country. And you have a responsibility. We all do. I really had no idea what I was doing when I graduated from college in 2005. And I co-founded Reddit right out of school. We managed to get acquired 16 months later. And I thought it was a joke. I didn't know how it was possible after only 16 months worth of work, we could be getting bought. And, I managed 5 years later to come back to Reddit, even after we sold it, take it independent and help lead the turnaround. And I had way more experience, way more understanding. And I'm so proud of the team that was willing to go into a situation where at the time it didn't seem like the most obvious or smartest thing to do, but they took a chance and they've helped Reddit have its renaissance, and credit to all of them for that. But for all the time that I've spent answering people's questions about Reddit and telling them stories, no one's ever asked me about my mobile menu, or which is my clever little name for it. That's because it was our first company. And it was a total failure. We'd worked on it for about a year and a half. It was going to be a way to order food from your cell phone. This was back in 2004 when there were no smartphones. And you'd never have to wait in line again. And you would simply send a text, and then the restaurants would get it via a fax, make your order, and have it there waiting for you, so you never had to wait in line again. That was our plan. That was our pitch. We worked on it for a year and a half of our lives, and then we're told it would never work. And those investors were actually right. As an entrepreneur, you'll get told things won't work. As a person out in the world, you'll have the door slammed in your face. You will face setbacks all the time. And the reality is those are learning opportunities. Those are chances to find progress where the world tried to throw you a roadblock. And I feel like in every circumstance that I have gotten into, I've been comforted by the fact that I know I don't know everything. None of us do. Anyone who acts like they do is just lying. We're all figuring it out as we go along. And I'm grateful for the fact that I was given opportunities early on to be able to fail, like my mobile menu. There is no Reddit without and there is no me without those failures, without those setbacks. And, frankly, just when I start to feel pretty good about myself and get a little cocky, I roll over and I see my wife, and, she's the greatest of all time. It's actually quite liberating, to have such a successful partner and know that no matter how many billion-dollar companies I start, I will never make the impact on the world that she has. And there are a few people on the planet who ever will. And I hope all of you find partners who can make you feel that way, who can motivate you to be your best self. And I encourage you right now, start purging the people in your life, the friends, the acquaintances who are not making you better. Now, I know this probably shouldn't happen over a text message. Although if we were doing this all in person in Baltimore, it might make for some awkward rides home. But at the end of the day, the people you spend your time with will have a disproportionate impact on your life and your well-being. And you should absolutely optimize for people who make you better, for people who teach you to be more patient, or whose qualities you admire, or whose baking skills you wish to learn from. Whatever those things are, those people have such a disproportionate effect on your happiness, on your overall outcome, that it's worth optimizing. Now, we say this for co-founders all the time. It sort of goes without saying, if you're going to start a company with someone, you should find someone whose skills complement yours and whose values align with yours. But I would put that same test to anyone in your life. And, frankly, this is a time that would normally be really special for a lot of loved ones who are in the audience. Hopefully, a lot of them are with you physically right now. If they're not, I hope they're tuning in. This is a time when, if we were all in person, I would ask you, I would implore you to go give them a great big hug and thank them and tell them how much you love and appreciate them for supporting you all this way to this point. Those are the people who have made massive investments in you. And this is a very important milestone, not just for you, but for all of them. And so I know it's a little hard with social distancing to be able to fully embrace all of them, but you better throw on a mask, make sure everyone's properly sanitized when the time comes. But seriously, a hug goes a long way. A note of appreciation goes a long way. These people care so much about this day in a way that you can't even comprehend. I know I couldn't have. And I look back on the photos of my own graduation with close family members who have since passed. And there are things I wish I could say to them now that I can't, that I wish I had said back in 2005 that I didn't. And so I hope you can learn from my own mistakes, from my own failures, whether it's or not, giving my mom an extra hug on graduation day. This perspective is so invaluable. And I think that's the curse of it. I mean, I don't have a tremendous amount of life experience yet. I'm only 30 38, no, 37. I don't know, 37. I do know though, because of things that happened over the last, call it, decade of my life. I do know though how important these people are, and I'll always be grateful to Johns Hopkins. The hospital here actually spent a lot of time treating my mom when she was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma, brain cancer. And I know that she got extra months, if not years, of her life because of the work of doctors, nurses, health workers in your hospital system. And I will always, always be grateful for that. And frankly, it's the reason why I was so humbled and excited to be here for this. To be 21 and get that news when I did, at a time when I had just graduated, was just founding Reddit, felt invulnerable, gave me a perspective that I carry to this day. It gave me a perspective that I reflect on when I see my 2.5-year-old daughter, and I think about the world that she will inherit and how much of it I want to show her and how much more I feel like I need to do to improve it for her. It's wild because even through this screen, I know it won't land in the way that it should, because that curse is that you won't really know until you've lived it and know it. But trust me, any investment you make in the best people in your life right now will pay massive dividends. I'm talking long-term value creation. And it's going to be a long road. There's no sugarcoating it. We don't know what society or this economy has in store for the next few years. And that is the job market. That is the world that you're going out into. And all of you, obviously, in the healthcare profession, I hope will not be forgotten even as things return to normal, because we do have such a high appreciation for all of you. This world is going to be different, but there are still constant threads that will stay the same no matter what changes technologically, no matter what changes economically, no matter what changes societally. And those things are the same things that we as a species had hundreds of thousands of years ago, when our little tribes weren't connected by follows or upvotes or likes, when our little tribes were just the people that we woke up with every morning and went to bed with every night, and the people around us who we could walk to, and that's about it. If anything, I hope you can find a renewed appreciation for those people in your tribes, the ones closest to you and the ones who have gotten you to this point and who will get you to all the places you want to go. Again, graduates, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I wish you all the absolute best. Thank you.
We interrupt this commencement to bring you a special message from former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
I thought I had it hard at Hopkins when I found out that being a physics major back in the 1960s required taking German. I switched to electrical engineering after 3 days to avoid it. But all of you have really had it hard this year, and you've made it through, which really is impressive. So even though you're not physically together, I hope you're finding ways to celebrate all that you've accomplished. And I know the whole Hopkins community admires your strength and resilience. So class of 2020, you'll be able to tell your children someday you had a different kind of graduation than any Hopkins class before you. Congratulations.
And now we return to your commencements.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. You came to Johns Hopkins because of your drive, your talent, and your desire to make a difference in the world. Through your studies, you have gained knowledge and experience, and perhaps more importantly, how to channel your curiosity to solve problems in new ways. You never shy away from a challenge and want to make your mark on society. You are prepared to lead, and you are needed now more than ever before. You will always be part of our remarkable community, and today, community is everything. I wish you good health, happiness, and again, congratulations.
On behalf of the faculty of the Paul H. Nitze School of Advanced International Studies, it is my great privilege to congratulate all of you on your graduation today. With more than 55 countries represented in your class, in roughly equal numbers of women and men, you are a hope sorely needed in fraught and troubled times. With an unequaled education in international affairs, equipped with knowledge and skills, go out and change the world.
Congratulations to all of you receiving your degree from the Bloomberg School of Public Health. I am so very proud of you. You rolled up your sleeves and worked with us to adapt and persevere during these extraordinary times. Not only did you make it through our transition to a virtual learning space, but you went well beyond the classroom to help communities in need, both here and abroad. You stand ready to unleash the full power of public health and achieve our shared vision of a healthier world for all. We need your expertise and your passion more so than ever before. And again, congratulations and stay well.
Provost Sunil Kumar will now present the candidates for their degrees.
As the university's Chief Academic Officer, it is my privilege to present all candidates on behalf of the deans of their respective schools for the conferral of their degrees. From the School of Education for their degree of Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy. From the Peabody Conservatory for their degree of Doctor of Musical Arts. From the School of Nursing for their degrees of Doctor of Nursing Practice and Doctor of Philosophy. From the Bloomberg School of Public Health for their degrees of Doctor of Public Health, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Science. From the Paul H. Nitze School of Advanced International Studies for their degree of Doctor of Philosophy. From the School of Medicine for their degrees of Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy. From the GWC Whiting School of Engineering for their degree of Doctor of Philosophy. And from the Zanwell Krieger School of Arts and Sciences for their degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I also present the Master's and Certificate candidates from the Carey Business School, Master's, Certificate, and Bachelor's candidates from the School of Education, Master's, Graduate Performance Diplomas, and Artist Diplomas candidate from the Peabody Conservatory, Master's candidates from the School of Nursing, the Bloomberg School of Public Health, and the Paul H. Nitze School of Advanced International Studies, and Master's and Certificate candidates from the School of Medicine, the GWC Whiting School of Engineering, and the Zanwell Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. Finally, from the Peabody Conservatory for their degree of Bachelor of Music, from the GWC Whiting School of Engineering for their degrees of Bachelor of Science in an engineering discipline and Bachelor of Arts in an engineering discipline, and from the Zanwell Krieger School of Arts and Sciences for their degrees of Bachelor of Science in an Arts or Science discipline and Bachelor of Arts in an Arts or Science discipline. Mr. President, I'm pleased to present to you the candidates who have been certified by the faculty of the Johns Hopkins University for their degrees.
Thank you, Provost Kumar. Before I confer the degree upon all our candidates, I would like to acknowledge the peerless contributions of our faculty. Under the guidance of these teachers and mentors, our students have thrived, accomplishing more than they could have imagined, especially in this challenging moment. To each of our faculty, thank you. I also want to thank our deans, administrators, and staff, without whom these proud graduates would not have arrived at this moment. Finally, to our graduates, from across the divisions of our great university, this moment signals the start of a new kind of learning, discovery, and commitment to our communities in Baltimore and around the world. This is your moment. Seize it and make us proud. And now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Johns Hopkins University, I confer upon each and every one of you and candidates unable to be present the doctoral degrees, master's degrees, graduate certificates, graduate performance diplomas, certificates of advanced study, and bachelor's degrees for which you have been certified by the faculties, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Warmest congratulations.
On behalf of the entire Johns Hopkins community, It is my honor to extend congratulations to all of our graduates and their families. Following the gavel bang, concluding today's ceremony, a list of graduates will play. I encourage you to continue watching together to share this special moment of recognition. The ceremony is now adjourned.
Thank you.